Hi, so today we're going to be talking about 2.2.1, linear functions. And we'll just hop right into it. Firstly, actually, one thing to know when we're talking about linear functions is a really useful format is f of x, or y, is equal to mx plus b. This is called slope-intercept form. And why it's useful is the m is equal to the slope, and the b is equal to the y-intercept. And that can really be helpful for graphing. So first we have the function g of x, shown in the table below, is a linear function. Identify the slope and the y-intercept. Express your answers as integers or fractions in lowest terms. Write the y-intercept as an ordered pair. Write formula for g of x in slope-intercept form. Now, one thing to note is sometimes it will have this g of x, sometimes it will not, and you will need to put an f of x in the answer. I will say when. Later, I think it happens later in this video. So, first thing to note is, if you remember, b is equal to the y-intercept, right? And the y-intercept is when x equals 0. Anytime that it hits a y is when x equals 0, right? So let's look for when x equals 0. Here it is. So 0 and negative 4. Our y-intercept is negative 4. So we have f of x. In this case, it's actually g of x. G of x equals mx minus 4 so far. So our y-intercept negative 4. Now for our slope, what we'll just need to do is the slope-intercept form. Not intercept form, sorry. The slope, finding the slope equation, which we'll do. So negative 4 minus negative 2 over 0 minus 1, which is going to give you something, 2, negative 2 over negative 1, which is equal to 2. So our slope is going to be 2. Slope equals 2. Yes, and so your g of x will be 2x minus 4. Simple as that. Write a linear equation for the linear pattern described in the table. We're going to do exactly the same thing. The only issue is we're dealing with fractions again, which can get really annoying. So the initial value at x equals 0 is negative 3. So we know part of our equation will be something minus 3, because that's our y-intercept. Accept your answer as an integer. Express your answer as an integer or a fraction in lowest terms. Mixed number answers are not accepted. So we need to find the slope. So we'll take 0 and negative 3, 0 comma negative 3, and then something that might be easy is a negative 4.5. So 2, negative 4.5. We'll say 4.5 for now. So we have negative 3 minus negative 4.5 over 0 minus 2. So negative 1.5 over 2, which is going to be 1.5 over 2, which is going to be 3 halves. Oh, wait. Oh, I get confused. So it's 3 halves over 2. I'm actually going to change this from being, I'm not going to do decimal form. We're going to restart in 4.5. So we can change this into a mixed fraction by multiplying 4 by 2 and adding that result to 1. So 0 comma negative 3, 2 comma negative 9 over 2. Now we have negative 3 minus negative 9 over 2 over 0 minus 2. We know the bottom is going to be negative 2. We need to, when we're adding and subtracting fractions, what we need to do is make both of them have the same denominator. So we'll multiply this by 2 over 2, which is the same as multiplying by 1. We're just changing the format of what it looks like. So negative 3 times 2 is 2. No, sorry, 6. 6 over 2, and it's still negative, minus negative 9 over 2, which turns into addition. Which then, that will give us 3 over 2. So 3 over 2 over 2. That gave us the same problem as before. So to deal with this, when we are dividing fractions, what we can do is we can say 3 over 2 and then divide by negative 2, right? Over 1. When we're dividing fractions, we can copy dot flip. So 3 over 2, that's the copy part, dot, and then flip. So 1 over negative 2. 3 times negative 2. Oh, sorry, no. 3 times, you do straight across unless you can cross cancel. But so 3 over negative 4 is your slope. So negative 3/4. So negative 3/4 x. Sorry, that one was kind of all over the place. The graph of the function f of x equals 3 over 2x minus 3 is a line. In the graphical representation of this function, what is the slope of the line and what is the y-intercept? Okay, this is easy. Y-intercept is negative 3 because that's b in this case. It's not attached to an x. The slope in this case is 3 over 2 because it is attached to an x. Determine the y-intercept and slope of the graphed line. Then write the function the line intercepts. So the y-intercept looks like it's 3. And then the slope, we go down over 2. Down 3 over 2. So minus 3 over 2. So our y-intercept is 3. Our slope is negative 3 over 2. And that will be negative 3 over 2x plus 3. Identify the domain and range of the linear function shown below. I'm not sure why they threw this one back in because it's like the same as we've been doing in previous chapters, but I guess it's good to refresh. It looks like it goes up forever, down forever, side to side forever. So the domain and the range are both going to be parentheses, negative infinity, comma, positive infinities, parentheses, range, negative infinity, parentheses, comma, positive infinity, close parentheses. This one says, identify the domain and range of the following linear function. Fill in the blanks to write your answers in set builder notation, using either an equation or interval notation. So, you could do, it looks like you could do both. So for our domain, it looks like it goes to negative infinity to positive infinity. So you could do that. I think that should be acceptable because it says interval notation. What I did just to make sure is negative infinity is less than x is less than positive infinity. And then for the range, it doesn't change from 1. So we'll just do 1 for range. I think that should work. Actually, I think you actually might need to do y is equal to 1. Find the slope-intercept form of a linear function with the given information. The linear function f of x that passes through the point 0, 28 has a slope of 5 over 2. So we are missing our y-intercept, but lucky for us, we know that a y-intercept is when x equals 0. So it looks like our y-intercept is 28. It did it nice for us. So we need to write f of x for this one. This is the one where what I talked about earlier, where you need to include the f of x equals negative 5 over 2 plus 28. That's your answer for that one. And that's all the questions that I have prepared for this one. If you have any questions, please let me know, and I will answer them as soon as possible. Yeah, have a good one. See ya.